Imagine waking up one day to find out that computers are now the new beauty gurus. Sounds wild, right? Well, buckle up, because that's exactly what's happening in our digital world. Welcome to the AI beauty revolution, where ones and zeros are deciding what's hot and what's not. Picture this. You're scrolling through your social media feed, double tapping on those picture-perfect selfies, when suddenly you realize, wait a minute, is this even real? That's the million-dollar question in today's world of AI-defined beauty standards. It's like we've stepped into a sci-fi movie, except it's not fiction anymore. Remember when the biggest beauty dilemma was choosing between matte or glossy lipstick? Those were simpler times, my friend. Now we're dealing with algorithms that can change your entire face with a single swipe. It's like having a magical mirror from Snow White, except instead of just one opinion, you're getting feedback from millions of data points. Talk about pressure. So, how did we get here? Well, it's a bit like teaching a toddler about the world, except this toddler's made of circuits and algorithms, and its picture book is basically Instagram on steroids. Intrigued? Let's break it down. You know how kids learn by observing the world around them? AI does something similar, but instead of looking at the real world, it's learning from our online world. And let me tell you, that's one wacky classroom. Think about it. When was the last time you posted a completely unfiltered, makeup-free bedhead selfie on social media? Yeah, thought so. We're all guilty of putting our best, often digitally enhanced, face forward online. Now, imagine AI trying to learn what humans look like from that. It's like trying to learn about nutrition by only eating at fancy restaurants. You're going to get a pretty skewed view. The Bulimia Project decided to turn the tables on AI. They were like, okay, AI, you've been studying this distorted beauty yearbook. Now show us what you've learned. And boy, did AI deliver some eye-opening results. They brought in the big guns, DALL-E2, Stable Diffusion, and Mid-Journey. It's like they assembled the Avengers of AI image generation. These AI systems were given a mission: create images of perfect or ideal body types based on 2023 social media standards. Talk about a challenging assignment. But here's where it gets really interesting. These AI systems aren't just looking at pictures and copying them. They're analyzing patterns, identifying common features, and essentially creating a beauty formula based on what they see. It's like they're trying to crack the code of human attractiveness. Scary thought, right? And get this. The AI doesn't just look at faces or bodies in isolation. It's taking in everything. The lighting, the poses, the backgrounds, even the number of likes and comments. It's like having a super observant friend who notices every little detail. Except this friend is trying to define beauty based on all those details. All right, are you ready for this? Because what the AI came up with is, well, let's just say it's about as realistic as finding a unicorn in your backyard. First off, brace yourselves for this jaw-dropper. A whopping 40% of the AI-generated images showed body types that would make Barbie look chunky. We're talking waistlines that defy the laws of physics and muscle definition that would put Greek statues to shame. It's like the AI took one look at human anatomy and said, nah, let's spice this up a bit. But wait, there's more. The AI seems to have a serious crush on certain features. It's all about that olive skin tone and those dreamy brown eyes. It's like the AI went to a buffet of human features and decided to load up its plate with just these items. Don't get me wrong, these features are beautiful, but variety is the spice of life, right? Now, here's where things get really weird. The AI has some, shall we say, interesting ideas about hair color. For the ladies, it's all about that blonde life. For the guys, dark and mysterious is apparently the way to go. It's like the AI binge-watched every rom-com from the 90s and decided that was the blueprint for human attractiveness. And let's talk about those bodies for a second. The AI is serving up some seriously exaggerated physiques. We're talking torsos longer than a Monday morning meeting, muscle definition that would make bodybuilders weep, Facial features so sharp, you could probably cut cheese with them. It's like the AI took human anatomy, threw it in a blender with a bunch of comic book superheroes, and hit puree. But here's a question to ponder. If AI thinks this is what we find attractive, what does that say about the images we're putting out there? It's like holding up a mirror to our online selves, and the reflection is, well, let's just say it's a bit distorted. And get this, the AI doesn't just stop at physical features. It's picking up on poses, expressions, even the way people interact with the camera. Ever noticed how every influencer seems to have that same head tilt smile combo? Yeah, the AI noticed too. It's like it's creating a playbook for the perfect selfie, and we're all unwittingly following along. Okay, picture this. Social media and AI are in this wild dance-off, and they're both trying to lead. It's like a digital tango where each partner is constantly trying to outdo the other. Sounds exhausting, right? Well, that's basically what's happening with our beauty standards right now. Here's how it goes down. You post a selfie using the latest beauty filter, because who can resist those cute dog ears, right? That filter? It's powered by AI that's been trained on millions of previous posts. Your filtered selfie then becomes part of the dataset for the next generation of AI. It's like you're contributing to a massive global yearbook of beauty standards. But wait, there's more. Enter the world of viral trends and influencer culture. Have you ever wondered how a beauty trend goes from zero to hero overnight? It's this AI social media tango in action. A trend starts, AI algorithms pick it up and amplify it, more people jump on board, and suddenly everyone's sporting fox eye makeup or glass skin. Here's a mind bender for you. Some AI models can predict which posts will go viral with up to 80% accuracy. That's right. The AI isn't just following trends. It's actively shaping what becomes popular. It's like having a crystal ball for the next big thing in beauty. And don't even get me started on influencers. These digital trendsetters are like the lead dancers in our AI social media tango. They set the pace, introduce new moves, and everyone else follows. But here's the twist. Many influencers are now using AI tools to create their content. It's like a feedback loop within a feedback loop. Think about it this way. Imagine if every time you looked in the mirror, it didn't just show your reflection, but also suggested how you could look better. And these suggestions were based on what everyone else was doing. That's essentially what's happening with this AI social media dance. It's constantly showing us an improved version of ourselves, based on an ever-changing AI-influenced standard. But here's the kicker. This feedback loop isn't just affecting individuals. It's shaping entire industries. Cosmetic companies are using AI to predict beauty trends and develop new products. Fashion brands are using it to design clothes that fit these AI-generated ideals. It's like the whole beauty and fashion world is playing a giant game of Simon Says, and AI is Simon. All right, let's get real for a second. All this AI beauty stuff isn't just changing pixels, it's changing minds, and not always for the better. Imagine looking in a mirror that always shows you falling short of perfection. That's the psychological reality many face in the age of AI beauty. It's like being stuck in a funhouse mirror maze, where every reflection makes you feel worse about yourself. Not exactly a fun day at the carnival, is it? Here's a scary stat for you. Studies have shown that exposure to idealized images can lead to body dissatisfaction in as little as 30 minutes. Now, imagine that exposure cranked up to 11, with AI-generated perfection flooding your social media feeds 24/7. It's like being on a never-ending episode of Extreme Makeover Impossible Edition. But wait, there's more, and not in a good way. Research has linked this constant bombardment of unrealistic beauty standards to a whole host of psychological issues. We're talking increased rates of depression, anxiety, and even eating disorders. It's like AI beauty standards are playing a twisted game of psychological dominoes, and our mental health is what's toppling over. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, it's just pictures on a screen. They can't really affect me that much. But here's the thing. our brains don't always make that distinction. To your subconscious, those AI-generated images might as well be real people you're comparing yourself to. And let me tell you, your subconscious is not winning that comparison game. Let's do a little thought experiment. Imagine you had a friend who constantly pointed out your flaws and told you how you could look better. Pretty soon, you'd probably start to feel pretty crummy about yourself, right? Well, that's essentially what's happening with these AI beauty standards. Except instead of one friend, it's like having millions of these friends in your pocket, available 24/7. And it's not just about feeling bad about your appearance. This constant exposure to unrealistic standards can affect your behavior too. Have you ever found yourself avoiding social situations because you didn't feel pretty enough? Or spent way too much money on beauty products promising to make you look like those perfect Instagram models? Yeah, that's the AI beauty effect in action. But here's the really tricky part. It's not always easy to spot these AI-influenced standards. They creep into our perception so subtly that we often don't even realize it's happening. It's like boiling a frog, not that we'd ever do that. The change happens so gradually that by the time you notice, you're already cooked. Okay, so we've painted a pretty grim picture here, but don't worry, it's not all doom and gloom. We're not about to let some algorithms dictate our self-worth, are we? Heck no. So, let's talk solutions. First up, we've got to feed our AI a more balanced diet of data. Imagine if we created a beauty diversity database, a smorgasbord of images representing every shape, size, color, and quirk that makes humans beautiful. It's like creating the ultimate yearbook of humanity, where every page turns into a celebration of uniqueness. But wait, there's more. What if we could create AI models that don't just recognize diversity, but celebrate it? Picture an AI that gets excited about freckles, that thinks wrinkles are as cool as superhero origin stories, that sees stretch marks as awesome tiger stripes of life experience. Now that's an A I'd want as my hype person. Now, I know what you're thinking. But what about the beauty industry? Won't they freak out? Well, here's a wild thought. What if embracing diversity became the new beauty trend? Imagine cosmetic companies competing to create the most inclusive AI beauty assistant. It could be like the Olympics of inclusivity, but with more glitter. But let's not put all our eggs in the AI basket. We humans need to level up our game too. It's time for a media literacy makeover. What if schools had Spot the AI challenges, where kids competed to identify AI-generated images? It could be like a digital version of Where's Waldo? Zrania. But instead of finding a guy in a striped shirt, you're finding unrealistic beauty standards. Here's a fun fact that'll blow your mind. Studies show that just 10 minutes of media literacy education can significantly improve a person's ability to critically analyze images. That's faster than it takes to decide what to watch on Netflix. And hey, while we're at it, why not turn the tables on AI? Instead of letting it define beauty for us, why don't we use it to expand our definition of beauty? Imagine an AI that could show you how beautiful you are in a million different ways, instead of trying to make you fit one narrow ideal. It could be like having a personal hype bot that's all about celebrating what makes you uniquely you. But let's get practical for a second. What can you do right now to combat these AI beauty standards? Well, for starters, how about a social media detox? Or at least a beauty filter detox? Try posting an unfiltered selfie and see how it feels. It might be scary at first, but it's also pretty liberating. And here's another idea. Next time you're scrolling through your feed and you see one of those perfect images, try playing Spot the AI. Look for those telltale signs of digital enhancement. It's like a real-life game of Among Us, where you're trying to spot the imposter in a sea of seemingly perfect images.